Welcome back, everybody. We are back for another. This is episode 11 of Say It Out Loud Sports. I'm your host, Pat Graham. I got my man, Pete Chobus, here with me.
What it do, baby?
We're coming off the heels of the game show episode. That was a pretty fun episode for me.
Oh, that was by far one of my favorites, hands down.
I think, some of the questions were a little tough. They were kind of crazy names, but that was kind of the point.
Yeah, Stubby Clapp.
Stubby Clapp and Shooter Flatch.
Yeah, Shooter Flatch. There was a lot of good names going around. I was dying in tears.
Yeah, we're going to keep kind of the same laid-back show right now. There's not too much in the world of sports going on. There's Conor McGregor retiring and MLB fighting to come back, NBA coming back. But we got a while, so we're going to do a couple top 5 lists. I got one guest to call. And so first we'll do top 5 guys we want to party with if we in Vegas. So we're going to Vegas. Who do we bring and where do we take them? What do we do? How's the night turn out? So me and Pete, let's get into that. Who's one of your guys that you're taking?
All right, one of my guys. I'm going to go with big man John Daly. I mean, the guy played his best games when he was drunk. I mean, he's definitely a partier. There's somebody, I like to drink beer. I think most men do. But he was just an animal. He used to party all night before tournaments, binge drink 40 beers. These are stories. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're confirmed.
Yeah.
But, 40 beers and a fifth of whiskey
right
before a tournament.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a legend. I'm partying with John Daly all day long. And I'm pretty sure he set the world record. This is somebody else's. I don't know if this is true, but he set the world record for the number of call girls in a hotel room during a tournament.
Yeah, no, I read that too so I'll get a little ahead of myself. I have Daly at 4. He's my next guy.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just share this one. Yeah, you look at what you're going to do throughout the day. Like, not every day you're going to go out to the club every night because then it'd get overkill, right? So John Daly, you're going to wake up, you're going to golf all day.
Yeah, I'm going to Top Golf, and we might pass out. I might fall off the ledge if we're on the third story. I mean, there's a lot of things going on with John. We could party.
Well, the rumor is he gets better as he drinks, so you probably want to take him out to the course early,
right?
And try to. I mean, you're not going to beat him, but warm him up. You're going to drink all day. Maybe go home, take a nap. Get out there early if he's up. Maybe you have to go on a Friday.
Right. There's no
Thursday
naps
night.
with John Daly though. He's not letting you nap.
You got to pick him up. Like you got to make sure he's at home Thursday night. Like somehow you got to keep him on lockdown so he's not hungover. So then you get a fresh John Daly and you get the full John Daly experience.
The full John Daly.
They should sell that.
Right.
The John Daly experience.
He's a legend.
There's you go. There's some money making. There's a money maker for Vegas hotel right now. Right? Sign him to a contract.
John Daly
and just sell
experience.
packages to bachelor parties, and you get to go golf with John Daly and hang out with him all day.
There's so many people are going to sign up for that.
Yeah. Okay. So so you're going to wake up, you're going to golf all day with them. Nap or no nap, he might not let you. But I mean, how are you supposed to make it to the end of the night? Might be an early night, but it's going to be an eventful day. So you're going to golf, hit up Top Golf. I had him at 4 for those same reasons. He's not going to make you walk the course. He pulled out of tournaments because they refused. You can't use the cart during tournaments, and he said, "I'm not golfing because I'm too drunk to walk."
Right.
So
I'm pretty sure he owns his own golf course.
Yeah,
and he golfs barefoot.
Yeah, he does what he wants to.
Yeah, John Daly,
legend. So I had him at 4.
Man.
You had him at 5. So that's one guy that's I think a lot of people that like to golf and drink beers are going to choose. That guy's got to be up there.
Right. And if you like whiskey, at the end,
when we get the end.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's kind of.
It's risky, man.
I mean,
that's why you get the John Daly experience.
The full, yeah. That would probably, that'd be a good. Hey, I guarantee that's happening. If anybody listens to this, and maybe I'll send it in.
I mean, I'm not a big guy, so on hole 18 at 11 o'clock, I might be.
That's what I'm saying. The nap is a necessity.
Yeah, for sure, for me.
All right, number 4. Who's your next guy?
So I had Dennis Rodman in his glory days. I I heard he partied for 2 months straight after his 50th birthday.
Yeah, you're not lasting 2 months. I'm not lasting 2 months.
No.
So just one night.
Liver failure.
Might not even last one night. I mean, maybe he's the mellow night.
No, I mean.
None of them are mellow?
He partied, who's his girl? Carmen Electra? Madonna. Yeah. They're just making calls. And I'm hanging out with all these beautiful women. I cannot turn that down.
All right, so you got Rodman. This one's kind of a shocker for me. I'm taking Bill Belichick.
Ooh.
This was my number 5 guy. I know it doesn't make sense, but hear me out.
Seems a little quiet.
Hear me out. So you want to know what all the accusations are about. You got Spygate, Deflategate. Right. He doesn't talk on the podium. But if you get him, maybe you get him a few beers in, a little shot of Patron, loosen him up. He might be mum still, who knows? But you got to wine him and dine him. There's plenty of restaurants in Vegas.
So you better come there and better have hit a bet.
No, the money. This is money. Obviously, you get. Yeah, no, I'll save up. I'll take him out to the Win. We'll go eat some sushi if that's what he likes. You do your research. It's almost like a blind date.
I feel like he's more of a meat and potatoes guy, but
fine. We'll go to. There's all sorts of restaurants. I'll take him to seafood, whatever he wants. Joe's Steak and Crab. Get him a nice bottle of wine. Whatever. Maybe loosen him. I'll sign a non-disclosure agreement.
You're not taking him to Chili's?
No, he can't go to Chili's, bro. We're going to be at the Win. And then sign a non-disclosure agreement. Make sure he knows his secret's safe. I can't release it.
So you're trying to get the details.
Just for I don't want to release it. I just want to know how many times. Like, are all 6 Super Bowls tainted? What did they do in the other 3 that weren't,
I don't even think any of them really tainted.
I don't either, but it sucked knowing. Actually, that would suck knowing. And
I'm really interested about the Spygate thing, though, for sure.
But yeah, and I know it's going to be early night. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to go to bed at 10. We go to dinner. We go to early dinner at 5. He'll be in bed at 11, and then I can go play poker or whatever else I want to do, or just feel fresh the next day. It'll be early night. I know where I'm going to wake up tomorrow.
Do you get 2 days, or do you just get one?
Just one. I just need a dinner. I don't want to hang out with them.
So you have 5 hours
what
of
if?
Belichick. That's all you're asking for.
That's all I need.
That's not a lot.
Yeah, just
not a tall order.
No, but wonder if he's an animal. Like, wonder if he's just so quiet because he's afraid of what happened when he was younger.
Right, so it can go either way. You have a fresh night. You guys go to bed at 11. Or
his old self comes out.
You're going to Spearmint Rhino later, and
he's just hitting the ATM 7 times,
and he's calling up Gronkowski,
and Gronk shows up.
That could be.
So I don't know.
I'm not mad about that one.
That's kind of my interesting. I feel like I know where I'm going to wake up in my own hotel room in my bed.
Right.
Safe, kind of safe route.
Yeah.
But you can get a lot of information.
Right.
All right. I'll do my 3 next, and then you can do your third. A lot of people won't like this. So Phil Hellmuth. Poker's a sport, right? Or does that not count? World Series of Poker. It's on ESPN. Well, a lot of stuff's on it. Okay, well, whatever. That's my 3rd guy.
Is that a sport?
It's a sport, dude. It's a mental sport. That's my sport.
It takes 0 athleticism to
mental
sport.
Yeah, neither. But does Cecil Fielder played baseball? Whatever. Phil Hellmuth's my number 3 guy.
Were you just because I bag on baseball? Right
yeah, a little bit.
That would have been a terrible comparison.
So Phil Hellmuth, anybody that knows poker knows his affinity to break down and just go off the rails and berate his opponent for making an idiot play.
Right.
And I would love that because I love playing poker.
Oh, yeah.
And when somebody does something stupid and somebody else is just screaming at him, calling him an idiot, it's hilarious.
Right.
So we wouldn't party at all. We would just sit at the poker table, and I would get to drink beers.
Oh, so this is more for just your experience.
I mean, I would talk to him, but I feel like, and I would try to piss him off, actually. If I knew, I would try to get berated by him.
Like you're just going to make calls?
I'm just going to calm him down with nothing. Bluff him. Show him every bluff. It would be, I don't care.
Talk trash? Are you talking trash to him?
Probably.
Does he drink?
I'm not just going to be quiet. No, I don't think he probably does, but when he's playing, he does. He's not like Scotty Wynn over there just getting smashed out of his mind. And
right.
Just, come on, baby.
Yeah. So what does Phil do in his hobbies? I need to know.
He plays,
I need a little more background.
You think he just plays cards? Like there's some stuff. He just bets on everything. He bet a bunch of poker players. That's all poker players do.
Yeah.
They just bet on everything.
Right.
So you could be anywhere. I saw a video, probably a year ago. It was him, a couple other dudes, and Phil Hellmuth was saying he could hit a couple 3-pointers in a row, like regulation size, and it was like they bet like $10,000 on it or some crazy amount. Drilled him. Just goes outside.
NBA range?
Yeah. In the middle of the night. Middle of the night. It was yes.
Deep. That is a deep shot.
So that's what they do. He's married, I think he's got a couple kids, but I don't think he drinks. I've never seen him drink. I'm sure he does, but not on while he's playing.
That's another safe play. I mean,
so
you are married, so
that's what I'm saying. I got to have the safety. You might have the crazy guys. John Daly's questionable. That's with the unlimited strippers in the hotel room, but you could choose not to go. So Phil Hellmuth is my 3. Who you got?
Let's see here. I got Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Football.
Johnny Football.
Legendary.
I mean, yeah, the guy parties with Drake. The guy knows Bieber. I mean,
Maybe they'll come with him.
maybe.
Then it's just ups it.
I mean,
It's a new level.
I'm assuming if Johnny Manziel, if he's not, in some kind of disguise and going to get ripped on.
That was one of the best stories.
Right.
The fake mustache.
Yeah, you got
And all
to
that.
be
Some kind of
slightly addicted to gambling in order to do that when you're a pro NFL athlete.
I don't know. Is he still relevant? Like, I guess he's still relevant. He's probably still got money. Well, he comes from money though,
It comes from
so
money.
he's still going to be
Yeah,
an
you're
animal.
still
in the
gonna have
club.
a good
He's
time.
not a Matt Leinart.
No,
Like you go with
fizzled out.
Leinart because I saw the stories about Leinart.
Right. I thought about putting him in there.
He
but
might-
he's not in the discussion anymore.
No, he might not even get past the red tape. They're like, dude, you're not relevant anymore.
Right. Who
You're
are
a
you?
30-year-old analyst. You're not a player. You don't play anymore.
Right.
You lost all credibility.
Is he married now or what? What's
I
the
don't know.
story?
Probably.
Yeah. He looks like a
I
guy.
don't know what they said. Well, the last story I read was he was partying with a bunch of 20-year-olds in a jacuzzi, so he fell off. And he's like 30 or something, right? He used to be partying with all these celebrities and
Right.
Paris Hilton.
Yeah, so now he's just calling up random girls and hitting them up on Instagram or Facebook
Yeah, those
or whatever he
DMs.
does. Yeah, dropping DMs left and right.
Shout out Matt Leinart. So yeah, Johnny Manziel though, the story of him dressing up and wearing mustaches at the blackjack table
Yeah.
during the season or
The
whenever
guy's
it was.
just freaking
Legend.
slugging vodka. I mean, you've seen him just slugging vodka. Like
Oh.
it's going out of style, right out of the bottle.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if
can't
I
even
want to.
think
I
of
don't
that
know
now.
if I want to get that ripped, but I mean, if he's got the
Yeah,
money.
there you go.
Yeah, you're sucking it up all day long.
Yeah, you might miss a full day out of your life though. You party with them on
Yeah.
Saturday, you're gonna wake up Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just got to be careful. Was that 3 or was that your third or second?
I believe that was 3.
All right. Do you want to do 2?
Number 2, I got Phil Jackson. I know it's kind of, I know it's a little it's low key. It's kind of like the Belichick
Belichick.
deal. Yeah, it's a little bit like the Belichick deal. But you know me, I'm a big diehard Kobe Bryant fan. So of course, I got a couple family members and a couple other people that love Michael Jordan. Think
Yeah.
he's the GOAT, and I'm just all about Kobe. Kobe's the GOAT. There's no questions for me. I have so many facts and stats to prove why I think Kobe is the GOAT. So I really want to go down and dive down deep into Phil Jackson's head of like, why can I get him a few martinis deep, like a couple dirty martinis in?
Oh, just one of them. Just get you
And
a
then
little twist. Yeah, he
yeah.
might go off.
He might go off the rails
Maybe-
and just admit to me that Kobe Bryant's a GOAT.
Possibly. What would so it'd be just similar to the Belichick thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get in the
Does
mind.
Phil part?
wanna
I wonder
hear-
if Phil. I didn't look up Phil.
No, he lives in freaking Wyoming or
Is
somewhere.
he a hunter?
I don't know.
Maybe does he hike? Maybe in the early morning you take him out to the canyons,
There
and
we go.
hike.
Go for a
maybe
hike.
maybe just spiritually open. Maybe you meditate with him.
Meditate. Yeah, I'll
Red
try
Rock Canyon?
anything he wants. I'm
So
gonna do it.
I know
I'm
it said.
gonna try
I know we're talking about partying, but now it's getting a little deeper. You just want to know questions. You gotta. Maybe you take him to the strip club.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
he
I wanna
opens up.
know-
He doesn't know. You don't tell anybody.
Right. This
He
is where
opens
we're
up.
going. This is like
I just
where
wanna
we're
know
gonna go
this.
zen out.
You just hold him hostage because you're an animal.
yeah.
Said, tell me who's the goat. Don't say Jordan, or I'm telling on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna rat him out.
Rat him out.
Yeah. I'm going back on Say It Out Loud Sports the next day, going, I just got all this information on Phil.
You got the recording.
And he had his pants down.
Oh man! All right, I got number 2. I was thinking about Manziel. I'm going with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Oh, that was a good one. I looked at
The dude-
him. I mean,
so-
he's got money. He's got money.
I want to see. So it's got to be.
TMT.
It's got to be like because his posse's so big, so it'd be weird to roll around that deep because you're going deep.
Right.
You're mobbing deep with Floyd.
Yeah.
Automatically, you're on the money team. So then, but it's got to be like a weekend where he's going to throw down like $1 million on a fight or a game.
Right.
I want to watch like a big game with him where he's just got he's like a 1.5 million,
Yeah. Let me go to the
but he
bank.
doesn't know how to. It's weird, and then you got to see like the conversations with them. Not calling him stupid. That's what everybody else does.
Yeah,
but
I
like
feel like he would
to
be a
see,
dick.
he's got to
I
be.
think he's secretly a dick. I don't know. Maybe not.
I just want to be in the. Yeah, what's he gonna? He's not gonna fight you. Obviously, it's agreed upon. It's not like a. I can't be like, oh, you got to hang out with this guy for a day, and he's just a dick to me all night.
But what are you wearing? Are you wearing something flashy, gaudy? What are you? Gonna
You
wear?
have to. If you're going to roll with the money team, he's got to.
So you're gonna look the part.
You got to get a suit or something. I'm not a bouncer. I'm not big enough to be a bouncer, so I can't wear chains and like.
But are you gonna get the right size shoes?
I'm a token
Are you
white
gonna
guy.
get the right size
Don't
shoes?
bring that story. Yeah, that was a terrible moment in Vegas
Pat's just
history.
walking around in size 14s.
Bro, I went. Yeah. So we were
great.
going out one night, and I was drinking during the day, and I didn't bring dress shoes to go to the club, and I had to go buy them at like 8 o'clock at night. We're going at like 11. I go down, I buy some dress shoes, I come back up, put them on, and I'm like, these look way too big. So my shoe size is like 11 and a half. And I had bought, so I went out. They looked big at the time. I didn't really look into it. Go out partying all night, come back, drive home the next day. And then I go to work on Monday, and I was going to wear them because I wear dress shoes to work. And I look at them, and they're size 14 and a half. 3.5 sizes too big. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And the wife's like, what's wrong? I'm like, these shoes are 14 and a half.
So let me just tell these
So I
people
went out all night.
These people out here that are listening, we're talking about the John Daly experience, and this is young Pat in Vegas.
Yeah, that's old me.
right. So I got to experience
You got the Pat
Pat
Graham
Graham experience all day for a couple days actually, and it was
a few times.
never let down.
All right, so Floyd Mayweather, yeah, just go rolling that posse. It's got to be a big fight weekend. He's putting down millions. Even though it wouldn't be my money, I'd still be nervous for him. And I don't know if I'd be nervous for him. It'd be different, I guess.
No,
It'd still be crazy.
is he a billionaire?
Probably. I don't think anybody knows. He says he is. But, yeah, just to have that kind of – it'd be insane. He knows Vegas. He's from Vegas. Maybe go train with him.
How much did he make on the McGregor fight?
I don't know.
100 million? What was it?
McGregor made 100.
So he
Floyd
made-
probably made 200 million,
Yeah, it was
if
something
not more.
crazy.
I don't know.
I forget
All
the
right.
numbers. It was ridiculous.
All right. You got your number 2? Or are we on number 1 now?
I think it was one. Yeah,
Oh,
we're on one.
Gronkowski, right?
Yeah, Gronkowski for sure.
So
There's so many.
there's not
reasons.
really – you can't really argue with the Gronk. I know I tried to talk myself out of it almost, but you can't. He's just such a fun-loving character.
Right. Yeah, he
got
seems
Gronk
like a
Beach.
good guy.
Yeah, he's not a little like an animal. He's not out like kind of like Johnny Football. I know you have him on yours. I kind of took him off because I don't know where I'm waking up. With Gronk, you could get Brady with him. Maybe Belichick went to Gronk Beach when he had his party. So I might get Belichick twice. I might party with him on Thursday and then Saturday.
He's getting Edelman, who's gonna.
Wes Welker.
For me, he's Edelman's and Welker. They're pulling all kinds of girls. I'm a single guy, so
And that goes
Of course, I'm gonna lean towards that way.
Yeah, you got Welker. Remember when they're at the Kentucky Derby? I don't think Gronk was with them, but they were crazy stories from there. But
Right.
yeah, back to that point. So I'm married, so I'll bring the wife. She can hang out with Camille.
Let's see, this is why
Camille
Gronk should be
Kostek.
number one. Right.
He's got all of the areas covered. If you're a single dude, if you're a married dude, if you're a old dude,
Yeah.
if you just maybe you want to, I don't know, maybe you want to stay sober. I don't know how that's possible.
I don't know
yeah.
that. Yeah.
We think there's got to be
I don't know if
someone.
that's
Who's
possible,
on the
really.
page? Who's one of his boys? That's like Edelman's a savage too.
Yeah, exactly. He almost made my list just because he's a freaking playboy. Like,
So
he's
yeah,
a-
Gronk. But yeah, Gronk. They got Gronk beat. You seen him? He just dances all night though,
yeah.
which is crazy.
I just want to
If you're a
sit there and watch
dancer,
him. Yeah, he's
you're gonna
just
go
an
dancing
animal.
all night. You're sitting next to the DJ booth because he's the life of the party.
Yeah,
So yeah, Gronk's number 1 for sure, just for that.
it's no question.
All right, so those are our guys. Share who you want to party with. I know our lists were kind of a little wild for some of you, but where are you guys partying with?
But here's another, like, a couple crazy ones, and I know we talked about this before, and you totally X-nayed this. And I'm not going to go to Vegas with him, but Wade Boggs.
No, okay.
He
no
drank-
one.
he
you
drank
I probably-
100
You wouldn't even know him
100.
if you saw him. You probably partied with him at a bar, sitting there drinking, playing Keno.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not partying with him in Vegas, but the story is unreal. He drank 107 beers
Oh yeah, this guy.
in one day.
I don't think that. Do you know how many? That's no.
Supposedly, his teammates told him, "Hey, man, it's
107.
confirmed. It's confirmed." They said, "How did you do it?" He said,
Did
"I
he
have
do-
a hollow leg."
So did he do?
He's a hollow leg.
Wouldn't that be less
That's
body
probably why
weight
he's hitting dingers.
or less? So do you think he did 4 per hour for 24 hours, or like 4.5?
I have no.
Or do you think he like slammed 5 an hour?
I really wish
took
I
a break?
knew how big Wade Boggs was. Was he 6'4", 6'5"? How
I don't think
big is
so.
Wade Boggs.
I don't know. Where's the fact checker?
I don't,
He's got to be. Yeah.
I mean, if he's 6'2", 6'3", but if he's 6'6", I mean, it might be possible. He's a big guy, but I don't know if Wade.
Either
Boggs
way, no, 100. You just said it doesn't matter how big. If Shaq's pounding 107 beers in a day,
Well, Lawrence Taylor on draft night pounded 41 beers.
there's got to be like video from
On
now
draft
on.
night.
If anybody claims to drink more than 50 in a day, like it's got to be like video.
Yeah, 107. But
107 's
that's a
crazy.
random number. 100. He didn't say 100.
Yeah, 107 is
107.
random. He had a tally mark
Yeah.
or like the beer caps in
He's
the
just
roof.
out doing freaking dirt angels.
That's too many.
That's way too many.
How long did he sleep for? There's so many more questions you had.
Yeah.
Like who was with like
You
what
mean
did-
how
what
long
did
did
you
he sleep
do?
in the hospital for after that?
Yeah, 24 hours. So that's four and a half per.
Yeah. David Wells.
David, stop with David Wells. This
David-
hangover story.
Dude, David Wells throws perfect games.
Yeah, hungover.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's fine. There's a lot of them though. But you're not going to party. You don't want to party
No,
with David
no.
Wells. You'd rather party with Ron Artest
Wade Boggs,
or Meta World Peace, one of those guys,
for sure.
or get like Tony Romo.
Tony Romo.
He can narrate you what he could walk behind you and tell you where you're going. But he's going to make a left here. We're going to go up these escalators, go in there,
play by play.
just predict where you're going to go. He's going to make a left here. He's going to go right to the restroom. He's going to come out. He's going to walk straight to the book room and buy it for
like
$200.
If you make a bet,
Maybe
he might be able to.
he would be smart. That is a good point. He'd probably know who to bet on.
Romo.
But then he pissed you
might have
off.
scraped the top 10.
Huh? Yeah,
Might
he
have
might
just
be in there.
scraped the top
All right, so let's get into our next two lists. We're going to do top 5 sports movie and top 5 games, and then we'll get into the nicknames later. So let's start with movies. I guess I'll start. My number 5 movie is Rookie of the Year with Henry Rowan Gardner,
Oh, yeah.
Ched Stedman,
Quality.
Ched Stedman,
Ched Stedman. He's
old
bringing
Gary Busey, full as a legend, just grunting every time
Was
he throws
Ched
the ball.
Stedman mentioned in the last podcast? I feel like
He
that was a
wasn't-
name.
He wasn't in there.
Ched Stedman.
So there was, so this one's funny because I grew up watching that, and there's that one crazy dude, Brick, the guy that's always saying crazy stuff, getting stuck in the locker room during the games.
Yeah.
And I'm sure most people listening has probably seen it where he slips on the ball, breaks his arm, and throws.
Totally realistic, by the way.
So no, this is
That
the best
could
part.
happen.
So I was talking to my wife recently. This is right after Disney Plus came out. All right, and I'm sitting on the couch. And I'm like, let's watch this
After
movie.
Disney Plus came out.
Let's watch this movie. And she's like, what is it? I'm like, Rookie there. And she's like, never seen it. I said, yeah, we're definitely watching it. So I bugged her for like a week. She was
Never seen Rookie
never
of the
saw it.
Year?
I'm like, what is wrong with you? What'd you watch? Lady and the Tramp and only straight Disney cartoons?
Is that
Or
your
what?
top 5?
What, Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the top
So
5.
sentimental.
So this is kind of
'Cause you were
like
a
my
pitcher.
favorite
You were a
movies.
pitcher.
Yeah, so these are all, the movies and the games I went like favorite too.
Yeah.
So-
So you touched
but they're
on
up there.
your short stint as an athlete.
The crazy thing is with movies though, I like I can't really think of a movie I don't like because I watch them for entertainment. It's not like I'm watching them and being like, "Oh,
Right.
it's the greatest movie ever." Everyone, I think every movie's great to an extent.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of good ones. This was a
There's
tough,
a couple
this was
bad
tough
ones,
one.
but anyway, back to that. So I've bugging my wife for a couple weeks to watch it, or like a week. Finally, we sit down and watch it. She's bored within, 15 minutes, if that. Like, this is
Really?
terrible. I'm like, it is kind of old. Like if you didn't grow up watching it, but it's all sentimental, so I'm loving it. And then so we're watching it.
I'm
and
pretty sure I've watched that with my kid at least 3 times.
Yeah. So the best thing was we're watching it, and the dude, this is right. So he slips and falls, doesn't know he has the power yet, right? So he's in the outfield, and the guy hits a homer, like, throw it back.
Yeah.
And this dude cocks back and just zips
Slingshots
it
it.
to the catcher and knocks the catcher over, right? And I look at her, and she has her phone, and she's kind of watching it because she was bored tuning out. She looks at it, and like a minute goes by, and she looks at me, and she says, "Is this a true story?"
Oh, come on.
I was like, yeah, dude.
You should have just
12-year-old. A
should've just went with
12-year-old is just throwing 180-mile-an-hour fastballs from
Should've been-
center field in the stands and getting drafted by the Cubs. Let me know.
This is Nolan Ryan's autobiography.
Then now she's gonna be
biography
mad.
or
She's gonna be mad. Anybody that doesn't know her, she's
man.
like, what a dork, what a moron.
Sorry.
It's all good. But yeah, so that was one of my favorite ones growing up. What you got?
So number 5, obviously The Sandlot. It's in my top 5. I still watch it to this day. I don't know. The Sandlot is in my top 5. I have that's one of the sports movies that you have to watch almost every year, if not every other year.
I have a confession though.
You hate the Sandlot.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember?
I probably watched it once or twice. I remember there's a dog that like jumps and steals the ball, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember. And the cast, the guy with I know I could see the cast guys, but I don't remember the story or nothing. I haven't watched it I'm 35. I'll probably watch it now because I know that's up in the top
it's number
list.
5 for me.
But I mean, even on a lot of lists
as
out
a kid growing up, that was one of my favorite ones.
See, like Rookie of the Year was my Sandlot. I didn't really care. Like I watched Rookie of the Year like every 2 days.
Okay.
And I watched Dodger baseball every day with my grandma. So I didn't really watch the Sandlot. Rookie of the Year and
Now
Dodger
I'm really
baseball,
curious to
that's it.
see who you got at 1 if you got Rookie of the Year at number 5.
I got
not the Sandlot. There's a lot of people that can relate to the Sandlot.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to watch it because I don't.
I guess that wasn't really much of a sentimental pick for me, but like it's one of the greatest
Sports movies.
sports movies.
All right, so I got number 4. You're going to lose your mind. Well, maybe not. So I got Hardball.
I don't even know if I've never seen it.
Keanu Reeves. And he's like an alcoholic gambler. Right? And he goes and he gets.
Is that the one where he's like?
He's a coach?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's a coach. He has to
Oakland?
go coach.
Is it like in Oakland?
Philly, I think.
Oh, Philly?
Like
Okay.
a project.
Really close. Oakland, Philly, same thing.
Yeah. So he's like he's a coach in the projects, and he has to like coach these kids, and he's like he's paying. So his buddy gives him a loan to pay back his gambling debts.
We said top 5.
Yeah, this movie's. So when I think of movie, I love every movie.
Hardball with Keanu Reeves.
So check it out,
dude.
bro. It's not
No.
Point
Point
Break.
Break.
It's not
That-
Point Break. Listen,
Point Break, The Matrix.
So
There's so many other Keanu Reeves. I'm not putting Hardball. I don't care if it's sports related or not.
check it out, dude.
I would
So
rather have The Replacements in there.
go home and watch it tonight. You'll cry.
The Replacements is a better movie with Keanu Reeves
No, you're gonna go home.
than Hardball.
No, listen. When I think of like
This
movies,
isn't even close.
when I thought of it, popped in my head immediately because of G Baby.
What about Moneyball? Moneyball was better with Brad Pitt.
Did you hear what I said? G Baby. You haven't seen it?
No.
So I can't tell you what
mean,
happens, dude.
I might have watched it once and I was like, this is stupid. And I'm not a big Keanu Reeves fan.
So Michael B. Jordan was in it. It was one of his first movies.
Is that the guy with the lazy eye?
Michael B. Jordan?
Oh, no.
That's Killmonger.
Oh, yeah.
All the chicks love him now.
I'm still. Wait,
Who's
the
him?
guy?
Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He's in that too, I think.
Michael B. Is he? See? Could have been.
Or was that a different? He might be in that too. No, he's in. He's
might
in
wanna touch up
He's
on
in my
that
number
movie
2
again.
movie. He's in Forrest Whitaker. No, because Forrest Whitaker's in my number 2 movie.
Okay.
All right, so G Baby, that scene sticks out so vividly. I remember it.
All right.
So like when like I said, I love every movie. So when I thought of sports movies, immediately I thought of G Baby. If you go watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
All right.
And then they got the kid dancing to "Call Me Big Papa" on the pitching mound.
Okay. Yeah.
Love it when you call me Big Papa, and he had to sing or he couldn't pitch. So that's a good. I mean, it's another baseball
All right,
movie. That's
fair enough.
some life lessons in there. All right, what do you got it for?
I got White Man Can't Jump. I mean,
It's
that was
legendary.
definitely one of my favorites. And what was it with Rosie O'Neill? I believe was the actress in that. And I remember as a kid, like we weren't really. My dad let me watch it, not my mom, because it had some sex scenes in it.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid always waiting for that part. Of course, as a child,
Just animal.
who doesn't want to see a freaking left boob? I mean, I don't know. But just those two characters in that movie.
Yeah, shout out Woody Harrelson. Wesley
Woody
Snipes,
Harrelson.
right?
He's one of my favorite actors of all time. I mean, what was it? The Fan.
Kingpin, another sports movie that almost cracked my list.
Yeah,
him
Kingpin.
and Bill Murray.
But
Bowlers.
White Man
Yeah.
Can't Jump. You
As
cannot.
basketball, growing up basketball fan,
Yeah.
that's one of the.
That was huge for me. I love that movie. I mean, the dorky sneakers, the dorky socks with the terrible sneakers. Like, I feel like that was you back in the day, Pat.
No, I wore tall socks.
Oh, okay.
If it was further back, I probably would have. Yeah,
All right.
I had some neon shorts with the tank tops with the nipples hanging out. Those guys always rock those. So weird. You didn't want to guard them; they just
Right.
sweat all over you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it's tough to guard guys like that. They sweat a lot.
No,
You
when
just
they,
slide,
especially
you go
when
to
they
hand
don't,
check them. You go to hand check them. You're just sliding.
you just slide off and they get a layup.
Yeah.
You're just on the ground because not because you got fouled because you slipped off your forearm.
Yeah, I used to
You
hate
try to
playing-
hand check and your finger would.
Right.
It's brutal.
Gross. I used to play 3-on-3 with my dad growing up. And the guy's a sweat monster.
It's a sweat
And
monster.
no, he would literally grab 3 T-shirts before he went and played 3-on-3. Nobody wanted to guard the guy.
Yeah, those are the worst guys. All right, number 3. What do you got at 3? You can go. You can do back to back.
I got this kind of slept on movie for me. I got Tin Cup.
Kevin Costner and Tin Cup.
Tin Cup. That was one of my favorite movies. I wasn't a big golfer growing up, but like as I got older, I really respected the movie Tin Cup. When
You respected the movie.
did.
I gotta watch this now. When you start throwing out respect to this guy, Tin Cup. I gotta watch it.
When
Top
he's out there, he bets the guy that he could beat him with a baseball bat, a shovel, a rake, and he's chipping out of the sand bunker with a rake. This is legendary. I think it might have a chopped off handle. I don't know. It's probably not a regulation rake.
Yeah.
Not 9 degrees, but he's chipping out of it. It's just great. That whole entire movie. It's kind of a love story, but still. Tin
Yeah, I
Cup.
remember. I thought it was there's some girl involved. Most of them are though. I mean,
Yeah, any Kevin Costner movie. I feel like.
Hardball had a love story. Rookie of the Year, the Henry Rowengartner's chasing tail the whole movie.
Yeah. Wrong.
She's 12.
Yeah.
Or whatever, however old.
Yeah.
So Tin Cup, yeah, I remember. So I've seen that movie. I don't remember. I was years ago.
Yeah.
But I remember Costner's in it. So I went kind of comedy on this one, and it's a 2-parter because I love both of these, but I didn't want to do 2 of them.
Right.
So Blades of Glory and Talladega Nights. Those have to be up there. There is so many quotes from these movies.
Yeah, right.
And if you don't like Will Ferrell, you're not going to like, I don't know how you can't like it.
Right.
He
So
says,
this is what we're on number 2 right now.
this is 3. So this is basically 3A and 3B.
Okay.
'Cause I didn't want to spend 2 of them
Right.
back
They're
to back.
both Will Ferrell.
Both Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And he might appear later, but we'll see. So Talladega Nights and Blades of Glory, those, like, if you watch them and listen you watch them through like 3 or 4 times and you'll pick up on stuff later on.
Give me a quote right now from Blades of Glory.
When he's walking in the carpet, he says, "Don't walk in the Berber." And he walks in and goes, "Why would we step in baby food?" And he's obviously Gerber. It's Gerber baby food. But there's if you watch that thing, you just die laughing. Or like he gets the tattoo of
the greatest sports movies of all time. This is our top
those
5.
because they're so
ice skating movies.
They're hilarious. It's off the chains.
Great.
If you can dream it, you can do it. And that's the dude's voicemail.
Right.
The Fawn guy's what's his name, dude? Oh. Yeah, go watch if you
I haven't seen it in quite some time.
You have the same you'll laugh because you have kind of the same humor as I do, and it's just the best thing. Same with Talladega Nights. I mean, you're not going to get any better than that. This dude's shoving knives in his leg, flipping, talking about his best friend stealing his wife and doesn't know what's wrong with it, and praying to 6.4 ounce baby Jesus at the table, and just constant craziness.
Yeah, the whole layout of that entire Talladega Nights movie was great.
Yeah, it's just those two.
I'm gonna jump on you like a spider.
I mean, the reason, they're just too. They're so similar that I didn't want to put because I'd have.
We threw Grandpa's medals off the bridge.
Just the whole, every second there's something to laugh at. Yeah. So if you're in a good mood, watch that, or if you're in a bad mood, if you're sad, watch it.
Right, that one kind of. I mean, Talladega Nights because I race a little bit. So
you're a racer
a lot
too.
of these like similar stereotypical people at the racetrack. So like that movie kind of.
Yeah. So great. Watch the ice skating one. You'll die. This fool, he gets kicked out of they get kicked out of the Olympics or whatever because it's two guys or something, and they have to like appeal it. But they go, so he gets drunk and gets hired at some kind of like a Disney on Ice thing, and he's skating around in this big old costume, but he's pounding whiskey in it, and he crashes and just throws up everywhere, and like the kid's like, oh my god, and he gets fired from that, and it's the best, dude. So that's my 3: Talladega Nights and Blades of Glory.
All right, I like it.
All right, so we're on 2s. Let's go. I'll give you my 2, and then you can do your 2 and 1. So I got Southpaw.
Oh man,
Underrated.
I totally forgot about.
So Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
and this kind of goes back. I love all movies, but Rachel McAdams is like she's up there.
Yeah, and
she was in that movie, and she died, which made me so angry. Right. So I went through all the emotions in this movie. Rachel McAdams dies. The kid, so
she's like number 3 or 2 in girls you would want to party with in Vegas.
Yeah, well, number 1's the wife, and then you only I only have one. I only have one. I only have one, bro.
Before I asked you that question, I took that into consideration.
I only have one.
I would never steer you the wrong way.
All right, so she dies, and then I'm ruining the movie if you haven't seen it, but she dies, and then he's going through all the trauma. He sticks a gun in his mouth because he doesn't know. After something like that happens, you don't know what's happened. But he has got a little girl. She gets taken. He's trying to win her back. Then he loses his fight.
Yeah,
and he has to battle his way. It's the typical sports story. I feel like a lot of the sports stories are the same, but that one I think was. I
50
watched
Cent
that
did a great job in that movie.
Yeah,
you know, Eminem was supposed to be playing Jake Gyllenhaal's character.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but I feel like
Jake Jake needed to be in that one.
Yeah, I feel
no one would have took it as serious if Eminem was if it's Eminem and 50 Cent.
I left boxing movies out of there.
Yeah, because there's a ton.
What's
like
that
Creed?
Mark Wahlberg movie with
The Fighter?
Yeah,
or was that it?
Was that The Fighter? It's
I
like
want to say The Fighter. That one's
that's
up there.
the one about him, where he plays Mickey Ward.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's a bunch. Rocky.
Mickey Ward, growing up, like he was one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah,
I should have put that in.
Then you got Creed.
Yeah,
with I thought it was a good movie.
I'll stick all the Rocky Balboas.
Yeah, those are all like a group though, because I always be like Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3. That was the list.
Yeah, there's your top 5.
But yeah, so I love Southpaw just because it's more recent. I watched it like probably a week and a half ago, and
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so that's my.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with He Got Game. He Got Game. Yeah, Jesus Shuttlesworth. You know what's crazy about that though is they originally wanted Kobe Bryant to play that piece, and I don't know what exactly happened. I think they ended up picking Ray Allen, so him and Ray Allen actually had beef for a little bit.
Did Kobe want it? I figured he would be like, I got to stay in the gym. I don't have time to record a movie.
I don't know the entire details too much, but I know like they might have offered Kobe the position to do that.
Yeah.
And they chose Ray Allen, and then Ray Allen, like after the movie, and Kobe was kind of hating on him. Like Ray Allen predicted how Kobe Bryant's career would have went, which is pretty wild. If you ever, Google it, look it up.
Look into that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty wild. He did a pretty good job, but a little skewed. But yeah, no, He Got Game. Growing up, man, as a basketball fan, and seeing Ray Allen play this part.
Yeah.
It was
that was a good movie.
That was good.
Yeah, his dad involved.
Directed by Spike Lee.
Spike Lee, shout out. Biggest Knick fans ever. Knick fan.
Yeah.
I just like the best part of Spike Lee is though when Reggie Miller gave him the choke sign in the garden. It's my favorite part. All right, what was your number one?
Number one, it was Any Given Sunday.
Yeah. That's the number one speech of all time I saw when Al Pacino's in there doing work.
Exactly. That is that movie, no matter what, if you don't play football, just that speech will get you jacked up. Absolutely jacked up. And then just Willie Beeman.
Willie Beeman.
Jim, it was
Fox,
just,
right?
Yep. It was good.
There's a ton of with football. There's so many. That's why I kind of went more comedy. There's Glory Road with basketball. Right. Remember the Titans. Sports. There's also, but I feel like
Remember the Titans. I wrote that down.
You have that down. Shout out.
Yeah. Great movie.
So my number one, and I almost did a 1A, 1B, and 1C with this one with the last ones, but this one I thought was the best of all of them. Was Semi-Pro. Another Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell loads up on the sports, dude.
Semi-Pro.
Go watch this, dude. You'll be in tears.
I'm taking Talladega Nights over Semi-Pro.
No, go watch it again. So you got the free corn dogs.
I get hooked every time it's on like TNT or TBS. Like obviously I'm watching it.
When he's giving out free corn dogs and he's blocking his own team shot.
Yeah.
He said, we got to score it again. The guy's like, Will Ferrell's, no, bro, we can't score again. And the guy's like, why can't we score? He's like, we don't have any corn dogs.
The bum that hits the hook shot?
Dukes.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's full court, one-hand shot. He said, Dukes, good job.
Gives him a fake check.
$10,000. He goes, you want a giant check?
Hey, man, I can't cash this thing anywhere.
Yeah. He said, try another bank or something. So when he's, or when.
Hey, we traded you for a washing machine?
You get traded for a washing machine. You're wrestling bears. You got the Jive Turkey. Go watch the Jive Turkey one, dude.
Woody Harrelson, again. He
Money.
does it again.
No, well, so the part that had me dying, I was watching some clips from it last night, again, because I wanted to refresh on it. The Jive Turkey scene when they're playing poker. He calls him a Jive Turkey and goes like, dude, what'd you call me? Yeah. He's all, what? I didn't call you anything. And he's all serious, like, you call me a JT. He said, no, I know. And everybody on the table's like, when he first says it, everybody at the table pauses. Everybody's like, oh, shit. He's like, no, he didn't call you a jive turkey. He called you a cocksucker.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, they're just messing around. The dude gets mad, pulls out a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Russian roulette.
Oh, you wanna call me a jive turkey? And then the guy, Will Ferrell, steals his gun away, and he's like, bro, no guns, put it down. So he's like, good thing this thing wasn't loaded. And he like pulls it up his head, boom, nothing happens. Puts it on his nuts, boom, nothing happens. And then he throws it, and he does like 5 other things. Throws it on the table, it shoots a bullet, and everybody's like, that thing was loaded. And he was doing all the craziest shit. He's like slinging it around. I was dying.
Oh, man, you shot me in the arm,
Yeah,
right?
Homeboy gets shot. Yeah. Too many good. And then he's
All right.
thrown up. So semi-pro.
enough.
I like comedies, clearly.
Yeah.
All right, video games.
Video games. All right.
Sports.
You going first?
I'll go. You're gonna hate.
right.
You're gonna hate most of mine.
Yeah, I know.
They're
I was
old
really
school.
curious about this.
You're number 5. So I went with like same kind of thing with the movies. Like I'm thinking about back to the video games when it was simple.
So Nintendo.
There's 2 or 3 buttons.
If
There's
if you have Pong on there for
No, that's
Atari,
not.
I'm leaving right now.
no, it's close.
No, it's no.
Excite Bike.
Oh, throwing
You
some
remember that?
Supercross in here?
Bro, do you remember all the things you could do on this stuff?
Absolutely.
So you could build your own track as long you can make it 30 minutes long
yeah,
and just mess with them.
yeah.
You had to play with all the angles. When you
Right.
took off, you had to tilt your bike
Yeah,
to
you
land
had to,
correctly,
like,
or you
double
do the
tap.
crash.
Right.
You got the build your own track. You cut people off and make them crash. If you
Yeah.
hit the front wheel and they just do flips.
Right.
Or when you crash, the guy flies way over there and he has to run back to his bike.
Yeah.
And the bike transports.
Yeah.
But you remember
just
playing
clip
that?
people the whole time. You're just riding past everybody, and
And you
just
try to
clip them, and then you just eat shit. It's
Yeah,
just
like
period.
the hours spent, and obviously I was younger, so like now I get sick of games pretty quickly.
Right.
Like I can play 2K and stuff like that, Madden.
Yeah.
But even Madden, I'll play it for a month and then I'm to wash. I got
Yeah.
better stuff to do. But back in the day, I'd play Excite Bike for hours.
I remember like faking to my parents, "Hey, I'm sick today." Like I have a
And
stomach
play Excite Bike.
and then I would build my own track, spend all day, 7 hours. Probably built the most crazy tracks.
Yeah,
you've
you
ever
try to
seen.
make it where you can't, like, for your friends would come over and you would try to build it where you would hit the ramp, but then the next ramp in front of it is impossible,
Right,
so
yeah.
you have to slow down.
Yeah.
Like it was,
Yeah, okay.
so it's
I
up.
see that.
I mean,
I can
I'm not
see
saying
that.
it's the best 5 graphics all time, but it is fun, and you can't tell me I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
no, you're not wrong on that choice. So I have a couple old school games in here, but my number 5 for me growing up was Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball for Super Nintendo.
Did that start in Super? I thought it was Sega.
No, Super
See, I never. Okay.
Yeah, no,
didn't
Super
know if it was
Nintendo.
later.
I'm pretty sure that was like the original one, and it had like so it had Barry Bonds on there, big lefty chewing bubble gum, just hitting dingers. But his name,
I don't know about Big Lefty. Barry Bonds back in then was a skinny guy.
No. They made
They
him.
bulked him up?
Yeah,
They knew?
Yeah, exactly. And
Big old head now?
Yeah, the Mariners team that had Edgar Martinez, Alex Cora,
Jay Boner.
Jay Boner, like he was freaking.
Fool's a beast.
Yeah.
His batting stance is on the best. He just holds it like this.
Yeah, he had arms the size of freaking cantaloupes on the game.
Yeah, I remember.
So
yeah.
you'd have to go in. I remember one time my sister was dating this one guy, and he brought me the MLB, like all the rosters, and I updated all of the rosters. Like I went by and put in Barry Bonds when his name was probably Joe Schmuckatelli, and put in, whatever, all the current players' names, Hideo Nomo, Tom Candiotti. So I went through everybody and literally inserted all their names and like to match their stats and like knuckleballer and all this. So like to me, Ken Griffey, I spent a lot of hours as a kid playing Ken Griffey
So
Jr.
Griffey.
baseball.
So even that one didn't have all the players. You had to edit.
No, it
That's
was,
like
Ken Griffey was the only named player on that.
okay.
So I
That's
went
like
through every roster and put all their names.
that's
on
like
the roster.
bases. Was it bases loaded? Had the same issue. I remember RBI baseball. That was almost made my list. Remember RBI baseball?
Yeah, that was good.
And it'd be like,
Right. You always try and like snag it at the very end.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'd have dun, 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 and just hit bombs out of the stadium.
Right. Yeah. So I got
I told,
Ken Griffey at my 5.
So I might be ordering a regular. I told my wife for Father's Day I want an original Nintendo system.
Yeah, they're like tiny now. They're cheap.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna
Just
try.
go on
I
eBay.
want some. Do you still have the computer?
No, that was the
That's the best computer ever.
Yeah, you can.
And we'll get. Obviously, I'm sure we'll get to one
dude.
of those later.
The roster patches.
Yeah, it's insane. All right, so that's not That's definitely not my list. All right, so I got excited bike. Number 4. I don't know if you might not even remember this one. Blades of Steel.
No.
Blades of Steel?
No.
Hockey. Look it up.
No.
It's another one with Excite Bike, bro. So,
That's just coming in with the most random
no,
things
this was
right
a
now.
fun game. Dude, I
Blades
brought back
of
memories,
Steel?
bro. Blades of Steel. That's how it opened.
Is that Nintendo?
It was a Nintendo game also. So I got 2 Nintendo games.
Was it on the computer? That
No,
we had?
Nintendo.
Okay.
I don't know if it was. I don't think so because I would have saw it and I would have been addicted. So the game is simple. Same regular Nintendo, 2 buttons, pass. You move the guy you're moving is highlighted.
Yeah.
And like to pass, you have to go towards the guy, kind of, directional passing almost.
Right. Yeah.
Well, just to the one guy.
Right.
But the coolest thing about these games, like they're easy, but they had like a season mode and then the fights on this game. So this was the first game that you could fight. So you'd have to run you'd take the highlighted guy and you'd have to run into the same guy 3 times. And then it'd be like fight. And then it would cut to a scene and it'd be like basically like you push Y for a jab or you do a body shot.
So this is on Super Nintendo.
No, regular Nintendo.
You're not pushing Y.
Or you push B or A. B or A. B or A, or maybe R and L, right? It's just B and A. Okay, so A and B,
That's
that
it.
was a jab and the
Select
thing.
start,
I haven't
up,
played
down,
it in
left,
years,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they had that. So you'd fight. But the best part of the fight scene, you'd hit him, I don't know how many times. You've had him 4 or 5 times, maybe 3 times.
And then they get booted from the game?
No, whoever lost the fight, and I got to confirm this, but whoever lost the fight, it would cut back to the main game, and the guy would just be laying on the ice, and 2 guys would run out and drag him off the ice. But the graphics weren't great. No, it would be like, just pull him off. And then they'd put him in there, and I think the guy stayed. You didn't even get a penalty, whoever lost the fight. So if you got beat up, you're out of the game.
Oh, that's great.
And you'd come back.
That's a great idea.
And then the gameplay wasn't hard. And then penalty shots, too. So if you tied, this was before like shootouts. You'd go to a penalty shot in the graph. So it would cut to a guy, the penalty shot, and you'd have to directionally
I need
hit.
to play this.
No, it was sick. I saw it last night, and I'm like, I got to get a regular Nintendo because this game was off. It's so arcade games. I'm looking back now because I play a lot more. Like obviously, all the games now
Right.
are all
Yeah.
so realistic.
Yeah.
It's hard to get into them really, but the arcade games were fun. So you'd score like NFL Blitz. That might be on yours. I don't know, but
No,
all
it
those
was
games
up
are
there.
fun.
It's-
NBA Street. There's a lot of them.
NBA Street was fun.
So they got the penalty shots. You would select which area you want to go, upper left, upper right, just right, low,
Right.
or sometimes you could just hit A and it'd shoot it right at him. And as a goalie, you had to guess before you
had
hit
to
it.
guess. Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
And if you guess like
Because the
right,
puck's moving freaking
One guy would be out
20
here.
miles an hour.
yeah, it was sick. And I remember you would score a lot because a lot of people would guess wrong. You try to get in the head of your opponent.
Right. So what were your scores? Like 20 to
No, like 8-5, stuff like that.
big scores.
From what I remember, it wasn't 1-0. You actually can.
Right.
But it was hard to control.
Wasn't
'cause
a defensive battle the whole game.
when you go back to shoot, there was a little arrow that goes like this in front of your goal, and then when you let go, it shoots it. So if you're the goal, I don't remember how to control the goalie though, because you're controlling the other guy.
Oh, you
so.
had to control the goalie?
Yeah, I don't remember.
So like penalty.
I got to
you
get
gotta
on
guess. Okay. I
Go on
gotcha.
YouTube and watch it. And the sound effects, obviously back
Oh, they're
then,
probably lit.
just you just hear people cutting,
Yeah, that's great.
kind of like what we're gonna see if the NBA gets back. We're just gonna hear sneakers.
Right.
It's gonna be awesome. All right.
You think you're gonna hear cussing?
2K?
Because occasionally you can hear them cussing.
Yeah, when you're at the game,
Yeah.
you can hear them all the time.
Yeah. So on TV, are we gonna hear more?
They're
of
gonna
that?
they're gonna put in they're gonna mic them up, dude.
Well,
no
but you
chance.
can still. There's gonna be microphones under the basket,
They're gonna pump in
and
2K
you can
noise.
obviously hear
You hear
the
that?
courtside announcers. No,
They're gonna do
way.
pump in the video game noise. That's stupid. They should just play let Drake rap or
I
something. I,
thought
don't
that
know.
was a joke.
No, I think they were serious. I mean, it was all over the internet.
I love 2K, but we're not doing that.
They should let like famous athletes announce it. Just weird, random ones. Like imagine like Jorge Masvidal announcing a basketball game. Like, what's this guy doing? He's dribbling a ball. Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who the
look at
fuck
this
is this guy?
Look at this guy shooting threes. That's a terrible accent. All right, who's your number 4? We're going off rails a little bit.
Number 4, I got NBA Jam 1993.
Oh, you were year specific.
1993, that was my favorite one.
We'll join in. I got that. That's my next one is the number NBA Jam. Like the whole series.
Jam.
Though. I got the whole.
but
Like,
1993 that was where it was at.
yeah. Well, then a lot of people are going to be like Madden 20, Madden 19, Madden 18. So I mean, I get what you're saying. That was the best one. Was that the original one?
No, I think
the second one?
I think 91 was the original, and everybody was unstoppable. But it kind of sucks for a Lakers fan. You had like Sedell Threet, like
so
growing up, I
Byron
was
Scott,
never,
right?
Yeah,
Was because I was going to talk about some of the best teams, like from the original one, like because later on you got Shaq,
but I was always Sean Kemp and Gary Payton.
it was Shrimp and
Shrimp was there.
Payton wasn't on it. The very original one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure the 93 one had.
and they had a sub too. You had 3 guys,
Right.
3 or 4, and you can get secret characters. Bill Clinton was on the game,
Bill Clinton was on the game.
and they had the big heads.
Yeah.
Bro, that game was legendary, and it still is. I just found out they have it for Xbox, so I'm gonna buy it as soon as this is over. Probably.
So with all the current players, or is it like
newer? I don't know if you can do roster patches. So I looked last night because I was looking up some of the best teams. Because I remember some of them. Like Scott Skiles was a legend. Remember how good he shot?
Yeah. Money.
So I was looking up NBA stuff, and on YouTube, and it's like Xbox gameplay, and I'm like, what?
Really?
I've never heard of it. So they had an Xbox 360 version, but you can play it on your new Xbox. So and it's $5.
That's wild.
So I'm buying.
$5.
I'm buying it after as soon as this is over. I'm playing it tonight.
$5. We're gonna go 1-on-1.
Yeah, we're
download
gonna
it
play.
right
And
after
dude,
this.
But just think about how many things came from that. Boom shakalaka.
Right.
You still say it.
Slam dunk.
You hit 2 in a row in a pickup game. You go, he's heating up. You still say those things. I do at least. Well, maybe I don't. I'm gonna start if I don't.
Oh, when we played that when we played that 3-on-3 game, or 2-on-2 at Arts, I'm pretty sure he said I was heating up.
Yeah,
At one
he's heating up.
At one point, I was heating
Or
up.
like, and then when you go up and you just launch, you can just push them over.
Yeah.
The ball
you can
flies.
shove them.
Yeah, there's no fouls.
Yeah.
Game plays fast. You put your initials in to track your records.
Right.
So you go and then
I
remember
always wondered about the
you
kids
remember-
at like John's Pizza, or you go to an arcade. and,
spending hundreds.
yeah, and their name is up there, and you're like, man, I want to make that list.
Dude's 99-1.
Yeah.
Like, who'd you lose to?
Yeah.
And then do you remember like on the Super Nintendo, you could to reset all the data, you would just like hit reset, jam the reset button like 20 times, and it erased the game. So like, if your buddy beat your record, you would just boom, 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 and it resets all the data.
Serious?
Yeah.
I wasn't that sore of a loser.
Yeah, no, it happened a few times. Like one time, I remember
No, I was
there's a
really
few times
bad at losing.
where
I
like
was
on
terrible,
Madden, you would
even
kick
to this day.
You would kick like a
maybe.
62-yard field goal because you get like the big wind, and then you'd get mad. People get mad and just erase it. So then it resets.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's brutal.
messed up. Well, no. Well, think about like the Rumble.
You were one of those.
No, I didn't do it. I probably did. That's payback.
If you know about it, you did it.
Yeah, that's true. I did it. But no, think about how far video games have come. Like you got remember the memory cards,
Yeah.
and then you'd put it in. You'd have to take it to your friend and plug it in his controller.
Right.
But then the data would get compromised, and you'd be like, "Oh, dude, the season's gone." You'd be like so sad. Or the Rumble packs. Now it's built in.
Right.
You're the coolest
that
kid
good
on.
stuff.
You're the coolest kid on the block if you had a Rumble pack because your controller vibrated. Like, give me a break. Now if it stops vibrating, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just broke.
My battery dead.
I yell at my kids. You broke my controller. doesn't move. I don't know with the crowd noise. Yeah. So yeah, NBA Jams is definitely up there for sure. If you don't have
that's
that,
number 4.
yeah. All right, that's my third. So I got those 3. Who's your 3?
I went with Mike Tyson Punch Out. Mike Tyson Punch Out for me was I'm going to admit it. I never beat Mike Tyson.
This is my number 2.
I
We're
never
on the
beat
same
him.
kind of path. No, I don't know anybody who has.
I remember getting the cheat code and like being able to just fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah, we had it at your house on that old computer with the remote, and we played for days, weeks.
He was too fast. He was unreal.
I don't even remember.
So if he comes out of retirement, well, he's not going to come out of retirement. But obviously, if he fights again, is he winning?
Probably. But so I watched a clip on this last night. It was Mike Tyson on Jimmy Fallon, and he was fighting Mike Tyson on Punch Out. And he's like, Jimmy Fallon was like telling him, if anybody could be Mike Tyson, it's Mike Tyson. So he's like, all right. So I put him on the big screen. He's over there. And he's like, oh, I'm Little Mac. That was the little character you are.
Yeah. Little Mac.
And it was the original one. Mike Tyson's like, I don't think I'm going to win. He knew. He's like, I'm going to get beat. No one's going to beat him. So he comes out and he like dodged a couple punches. But do you remember how you would turn pink?
Yeah.
You're tired and you're trying to dodge and you just get blasted.
Get lit.
Yeah, he got blasted 3 times in a row.
Who was the other fighters? Like
They had
the Raging Bull?
no, Bald Bull.
Bald Bull?
Bald Bull. They had
Give me some
the
of
very
character
first
names.
one was Joe Glass.
Joe Glass. That poor guy.
He was
freaking.
1-99 was his record.
He's got the brakes beat off of him
You got
every time.
Don Flamenco.
I wonder where does one win come from?
I don't
They should
know.
explain that.
They need to. They might. They had Punch Out even on like future systems.
Don Flamenco.
Don Flamenco was the guy with the rose in his mouth, and he'd come out with
With a big uppercut.
Yeah,
big uppercut.
yeah. And then they had Bald Bull. I always had problems with Bald Bull because he'd rush you and you had to time it and hit him in the belly.
Right. Dodge.
And you had King Hippo
King Hippo.
when you punch him, and then
Oh,
his
yeah,
pants
dude,
go
he
down.
was annoying.
It was weird. Why is that on a video? You punch him and he pulls his pants down.
No, they
What kind of
fell
weird
off.
game
They
is
just-
that?
They just fell off. He had like boxers on.
Still, like it's just a
It's a
strange.
good thing his tallywhacker wasn't hanging out. That's all
Yeah.
I know.
Well, wasn't he a weird color? Wasn't he? No, was he pink? No, Soda Popinski was pink.
Oh, Soda Popinski.
He was tough too.
He was tough.
And you had to fight him twice, I think, because you had to fight like Bald Bull twice. All the champions.
Yeah. Yep.
The first one, Piston Honda, was the first.
Piston Honda was
the
so
first
annoying.
champion,
I
and then he
hated
fought
that
the
guy.
second time he
Hated
fought him. It was
Piston
hard.
Honda. Oh, yeah, stupid.
So you had those
Who
guys.
was the guy before Mike Tyson, though? I don't even know.
Mr. Dream.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Dream.
Dude, stupid.
All of them were tough.
They almost made it impossible.
Yeah, Bald Bull, King Hippo, Don Flamenco, Piston Honda.
I'm sure you can go on YouTube and watch guys beat the game,
That's what I
15
did. I did
minutes.
that last night.
and it's possible.
Yeah,
The guys are just out destroying.
Yeah.
That's unreal. That's way too
It
much
was,
time.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like we could probably do pretty good work now. No, do you remember the magician guy?
You're a legend on Mario Kart.
And
all I know.
remember the guy, the magician dude, or the
Oh, yeah, and his little thing would blink.
and then he would teleport and he had to
Yeah.
block it 3 times, and then his head would go and rotate, and then you just knock one little tap and he's done.
Right.
So yeah, that's definitely that was my number 2. So okay, so you had that 3. I'm curious to what's your 2 and what's your 2?
I went with newer games for 2 and 1 just
Okay.
because,
Keep it.
I was a Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods for me.
I could
Tiger
never.
Woods 2004 when it first started coming
Yeah.
out, and just Tiger Woods, the iconic figure. He made everybody want to golf.
Yeah.
So-
Still to this day, if he's
Yeah.
on, if he's in the tournament, I want to
Yeah.
watch. But if he's not, I don't
So
really care.
I like me, Billy, Josh, everybody. We used to have little tournaments and all get together and play Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And like the putting thing was incredible. We would talk so much crap to each other about putting.
Yeah.
Like, oh, really? You really reading the green like this? Move it 2 more to the left, 2 more to the right. We'd get in each other's heads.
yeah.
But and it was so hard. As soon as they like got in the right stick to drive, and like if you went left or right, you're shanking it, and you're out in the weeds, and you got to recoup.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the funnest games, and still to this day, I'm always like, now they're coming out with golf PGA Tour 2K21.
Are they?
Oh,
So hopefully,
fired
so
up about that.
with me, I thought about that. I felt like the golf games are always too easy because you just aim down the middle, and if you get your swing, then you're not. Like,
Yeah, but if you
once you get the
up
thing,
the difficulty,
yeah, no,
it all of a sudden it was a whole new ball game.
it's
So
better-
we used to always play it on like the hardest one because it was where you
Yeah.
had to actually like try.
when you're playing with people, like if it's me and you playing, it's
Yeah.
probably harder. But if it's just you at your house, like I could play at my house with
Yeah,
NBA
you're
Jam.
scorching the computer.
Yeah, so a lot of those games, even like Punch Out, it was only 1-player game, so it was hard to advance.
Right.
Like with Tiger Woods, you can't play by yourself. You have to have, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
now
you
you
gotta
can play
have a group of
online
people.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was kind of why I didn't choose those ones.
Right.
Like Blades of Steel, I could play all day. I'm gonna get that next week. All right, who's your 1? So you got Tiger Woods at 2, which I mean it's a fun game for sure. Like I see your point. What's your 1?
Did I talk about Tecmo Bowl yet? I don't think I have.
No,
That's my number 1.
that was
Tecmo-
that's a good one.
Tecmo Bowl was, and like legit, not
Just
I mean,
arcade style, full arcade style.
Right, Bo Jackson. It was almost. It was a cheat code. It was the first sports cheat code you could have.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
Or Rice on that game. You
Rice
could throw it
was
from,
nice.
you back up to the other end zone
and just lob it.
and just throw it and it go out of the screen and come down there and be like 9 guys
Yeah.
in one area and it'd be like, touchdown. And Jerry Rice just comes out of the pile. There's 9 guys in a pile. He just snags it.
And the celebrations were amazing.
Just puts this on.
Yeah, and it looks like he's not really celebrating. It looks like he's doing something else. A little fornication going on.
Yeah. So that,
A
no, that
little
game,
weird.
That game was fun for sure. We played that for hours. When
They
we
didn't
had the
think that
computer.
one through.
No.
You know what I'm talking about.
Which one was
holds
it?
him up, and it looks like he's just
Oh, yeah.
he's just
Yeah.
doing the
If you guys have,
naughty.
if you don't know, look it up on YouTube. It's all over the place. But yeah,
Bill Romanowski's just holding up Jerry Rice.
So remember when we had the roster patch for that, and they updated the rosters on your computer? I can't believe you got rid of that computer. I would have paid so much money for that computer. You had Punch Out, Contra.
Right? Everything. No, it was so my cousin, he downloaded like all the Super Nintendo, Sega, and regular Nintendo emulators on that computer. And had we not downloaded LimeWire, we probably would have been all right.
Yeah.
But
the LimeWire ruined it.
Yeah. We got so many viruses on that dang computer that it pretty much shut that show down quick.
All right. So you mentioned this earlier, and I think it qualifies as a sports game. Mario Kart. It's a race. You're racing. It's a racing game.
It's questionable. It's highly questionable.
That's my number one. So I did. Is
there professional go-karting?
But you're racing.
I mean, give me one professional go-kart racer, then we'll let this slide.
No, it's a sports game. Racing is sports now. Is Jet Moto a sports game? Jet Moto is another one I thought about. The water skis. Because you're racing. It's a sport.
So you're picking Mario Kart simply on the fact that you're really good at it. So you just dominate everybody. Okay, I see where you're going.
Yeah, I'm the best. So I was convinced up until about 12. What time is it? 6. About 12. 16 hours? 12? About 9 hours ago. That I was the best player in the world. So then I go on YouTube last night, and I look
best player in the world. You were really
I literally
who's
only
your guy?
on Super
Who's
Nintendo.
your racer?
Koopa Troopa.
Okay.
Donkey Kong was the fastest, the top speed, but Koopa Troopa is more. He's skinnier.
All right.
But both of those guys were up there. Mario, Luigi, all those guys are garbage. Toad was one of the guys people chose.
Toad was
Yoshi and Princess got the good start, but you can get the good start with anybody as long as you know how to use it.
Doesn't matter.
But only on Super Nintendo. Don't get not the Mario Kart 64 and all those games.
Greatest sports game of all time.
It's a racing game, Mario Kart. Yes.
I'm pretty sure you just lost listeners right now because of this.
No, I probably lost them at Blades of Steel, but Mario Kart's probably the best.
Whoever's still listening is loyal.
So
we appreciate you.
So I just did with that. I was telling you about that Blue Collar Media Group. We just did one. I went on a podcast. They just released it this morning, which this will come out Saturday, but.
Okay.
And one of the topics was video games, so I was hesitant to. And I didn't do any research on that one. I just kind of winged it.
Yeah.
And one of them said, "Is Mario Kart a legit sport?" And some people argued, and they said, "Sure." So that was my number one there.
So it's still on the cusp.
You could blame it, whatever, but I just had to bring it up because I still feel like. So I'm probably in runnings for best.
What about? Because I watched. There's a lot of FIFA fans.
In Europe,
FIFA's up there. There's
it didn't even crack your top 5.
Oh, because I'm not a soccer
if you go on top sales, but I'm talking about when you sit down in a game and you can play for, like I can play FIFA. FIFA's fun. Yeah. I can't play it all. Mario Kart, I'll sit there and take souls all day. I did it one night. 100 straight races. 100-0 match race. Then they have battle mode. I don't know, whoever was at the party. It was at some party. I was like 18, 19. Just smoked everybody. Can't lose.
Taking money?
I'm sure there was a little bit of funds involved, yes.
Or just getting beers. Just getting Mad
Both,
Dog.
whatever.
Mad Dog
just,
2020.
Just showing them what's up, dude. They're like, we'll beat you. Someone will beat you. I'm like, I don't think so. By the time the first lap's over, it's a wrap.
One time I was like, no, I'll beat Pat.
You know.
And pretty sure I might even finish third.
You lost the computer?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I
this was just straight up match race. 1-on-1.
Oh, yeah. It's too tough.
They would get red shells, and I'd be too far up front. They couldn't even hit me. That's how impressive it was.
Die.
Yeah, so no, I thought I was pretty positively number one, and then I watched a YouTube video last night, and the guy did the whole game.
Yeah,
and it looked how I play, so I'm not sure. And it looked, I think
it looked how I play.
It looked like I posted the video, but it wasn't me.
Right. So
but he sped
his, time trial.
Yeah, so I want to get the game and do the time because he had time trial. He had all his times on there, all of it. And I need to get the game.
So when you were a kid, how did you get so good at this? Because I was
constant play.
Really? You were that hooked to it?
Yeah. Just
what about
determination.
Like the Nintendo 64 one?
I'm not good at it. And then the Wii, you get the.
Oh yeah, that's too hard.
It's too hard. 64, the gap closed. I had some friends like Curtis Nelson could beat me. Josh beat me sometimes. Those guys.
But Super Nintendo, undefeated here.
I'm sure back in the day, I'm sure I lost. But as time went, maybe I played it. I kept playing it while people quit and moved on.
Right.
No. I'm pretty sure I'm up there. I'll probably once I get the system, I'm gonna.
So you're not in your prime right now.
Oh, it's like riding a bike. It's not going away. I need a couple, maybe
It's like riding a
warm-up-
bike.
maybe a warm up lap.
Right.
I'll be back though. The feather that lets you jump
Yeah.
on the Ghost House didn't even need it. I would just jump over and with the button, just click R. I would go so fast I would jump over didn't need a feather. What's the feather for?
Right.
Jump over the gap, clear it, just do that 5 times and be done in a minute.
It's all timing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how you feel about Mario Kart is how I feel about 2K with all of our friends. I could GM. We've proved that.
We'll see.
And I can play.
All right. Well, I'm getting Mario Kart, and I'm going to post the video to YouTube soon. So stay tuned. All right. Let's do. So we got one more list. We're going to do the top 5 nicknames of any sport. So this one's kind of tough. I wrote
There's
a couple
so
down,
many
but
good ones.
I got a guest to call, and we're going to get him on the phone in a second. So we're going to call him, and then Pete and him will give him the list, and I'll give him some guys that they forgot. So. All right, so we got Caleb on the phone. He's a listener, brother-in-law. We got him on here doing the nicknames. So I'm going to give the floor over to you and Caleb and Pete, and then I'm going to chime in at the end with the list. So let's go ahead, Caleb. Who's your 5th ranked, or one of your guys on your list?
All right. So my number 5 is kind of multiple parts. Kevin Durant. He's just like a nickname factory, like Durantula or Slim Reaper, Kid Dynamite. He's got so many, but
Cupcake?
I could have put him as like 1 through 5, but I figured just putting him at 5.
Yeah.
What
Good.
about Cupcake? You forgot that one.
Oh yeah, Cupcake, or like Twitter Patrol.
Twitter, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, there's a lot. That's kind of like Shaquille O'Neal, but he's got 500 of them.
What's the I like so Twitter Patrol? I haven't heard that one. That one's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think Slim Reaper.
Slim Reaper. I
that
like
one's solid.
Durantula though. Durantula for
Original?
me, yeah.
Okay.
The OG.
Yeah, he's got so many, and there's so many good ones. I couldn't choose.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that's good to group it in. I think the Twitter Patrol one's probably just kind of a shot at him. With his little burner phone.
Yeah,
That's not a bad one.
I was.
Okay.
I haven't seen one that he approves of. Like, is there a nickname that he actually likes?
Probably Durantula. The original one? Or did he not like
Slim
that one?
Reaper. That's
that's-
another one. He's got to approve of both those. Has to.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm sure Cupcake isn't on the high list of his approvals.
Yeah.
No, he probably hates that.
Well, that's the thing with
He hates a
nicknames.
lot of things though.
With nicknames, you don't get to choose your own
Oh
usually.
yeah,
Right.
So, I mean, it
the
is what it
nicknames
is.
choose you.
What was John Wall's nickname?
Dime drop.
Optimus Dime.
Optimus Dime.
Optimus
Get
Dime?
out of here.
Yeah, he's never averaged over 8 assists a game in his
Not-
entire
yeah.
career, and he's Optimus Dime.
Yeah, okay.
Probably the most overrated nickname of all time, Optimus Dime. John Wall, I really like you as a player, but if you're not averaging over 8 assists a game, you're not Optimus Dime.
All right, so we got Slim Reaper coming in. P, what you got at 5?
I got the big unit, Randy Johnson. We're not sure.
Randy
Randy Johnson, the big unit. We're not sure. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Is it because it's 6'10" frame, or does he have a big unit?
Yeah. I mean,
That's a great question. That's a good question. My dad used to call him the big ugly.
but I mean, technically it could be both. I'm not talking,
If
whenever-
you're Randy, your ego is the size of this house right now.
Yeah. To get
Just
yeah.
off of your nickname, the big unit. You're
Yeah.
in Vegas partying with Randy Johnson.
What's your name? I'm the big unit.
the big unit? And you're 6'10". Every girl's looking up at you.
Yeah.
He's probably top 20 guys I want to go party with in Vegas, by the way.
Top 20. All right. So the big unit's coming in. What do you got, Caleb?
Are we back
Yeah.
on number 4?
Yeah. Who's your next guy?
Number 4, I'm gonna say the mailman, Karl Malone.
That's a good one. But he never really delivered, so it's an oxymoron.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of deprecating a little bit,
That's a great nickname.
but I always thought it was weird because being a professional athlete is one of the most exciting professions you can choose.
right.
But then the mailman is just one of the most boring you can have.
Right. I can see that. Definitely.
But the crazy, so he did. You can't say he didn't deliver a title, but he delivered. What is he, second all time in a lot of categories? Like, he's up there in every category.
Well, he had John Stockton passing him the ball.
So he has the most technical fouls. He delivered technical fouls.
Oh, that's true.
He's number one in that case.
So it didn't matter. He was still delivering.
He
So I
doesn't
guess,
say
yeah.
what he's delivering.
He's
you
just
know,
delivering
punches
something.
and bunches.
Right.
because sometimes you don't get, when you get the mail, sometimes you get shitty deliveries.
Right.
Like if you get some, you get a
He
letter.
just showed up late to the finals, like UPS.
You give
They show up late, 2
sometimes
days late.
you check the
Day
mail.
late and $1 short.
You get the mail and you got a letter from the IRS.
Right.
Carl Malone delivered that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the mailman. That must have been Carl.
He didn't bring the birthday. He didn't bring the birthday money.
No.
He brought the IRS tax deficiency notices.
Right.
So-
Right.
That's a good nickname for him, though.
Yeah, I like it. My number 4, I went with Adrian All Day Peterson. I think it just fits perfectly with Adrian Peterson. He's top 3 greatest running backs of all time on my list.
Yeah.
And I mean, all day. I mean, that goes in with primetime, like primetime Deion Sanders. There's so many good nicknames, but to me, Adrian All Day Peterson.
The crazy thing with this nickname to me is his name's AP, but they call him AD.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what kind of that's what turned me off of it.
Okay.
But also, you could be like all decade. 'Cause he's been doing it for a day, all century, whatever. He does it forever. I get the all day thing, but yeah, that's kind of, it makes sense because he does it all day.
What he's
he's
had
nasty.
over 1,000 yards last year, right?
It's either over it or right at it.
It's close.
He's like, yeah,
He's still doing it all day.
he is. So yeah, the AP AD thing is kind of, I'm like, why is he like Anthony Davis is AD to me.
Right.
AP is just
Yeah.
Adrian
Or
Peterson.
AD could be all disciplinary.
all
All
disciplinary.
disciplinary.
All
I like that.
disciplinary.
There you go.
Yeah.
The switch, hitting this kid with the switch. All disciplinary. That's the better one. We just gave him a new nickname. All disciplinary team.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So
man.
that was okay. So who's your next guy?
Number 3, I got Dr. J.
Dr.
I don't even know his real name. The nickname's so good, I don't even know
Julius
his full name.
Julius, he didn't even
Julius
need it,
Ervin, that's right.
Yeah.
but he knows who Dr. J
Yeah.
is.
Right.
He didn't need it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
You
the
ask anyone on the
nicknames.
street,
Yeah.
they'll know Dr. J, but they may not know his name.
Yeah, if he's going to go ball at Rucker Park, we're not calling him Julius Irving. It's Dr. J.
You could go under the radar that way though. If you got like if say Caleb was playing basketball and like Julius Irving's up for pick and he's like, oh, I'm not taking that guy. But if it said Dr. J, you're going to take him.
Right. Yeah.
So it's
100%.
kind of those are the guys that the nicknames you don't need, like Kobe.
Right.
I mean, that was his first name, but like when you go by one word nicknames, usually they're good.
Yeah. Kobe, Froby. There's a lot of nicknames.
All right, so we got Dr. J.
The GOAT. We forgot Kobe's other nickname is the GOAT.
All right, so we got Dr. J, and then where you at?
All right, so I got the big sexy Bartolo Colon coming in hot.
This one, you sold me this one. It doesn't make sense, but go ahead and
my.
explain this one. Explain.
5'11", 285 pounds of just big sexiness. I mean, the guy probably eats Captain Crunch for breakfast.
CTC.
A whole box of Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
And pounds 5 Miller Lights before he goes out and pitches. Maybe not Miller Lights, probably 5 IPAs, the heaviest beer you can drink. Just man tits, just slinging Ks.
And it's
The big sexy. It's ironic.
Definitely
the big
ironic.
sexy. And he's like 45.
And
I think
he
he's
played
still
till
playing.
no, he's not. He's
not-
a couple years ago.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's
Couple of-
ironic.
Okay. That's
But
I
the,
forget. Time
So
flies.
that's a literal
time
thing,
flies.
sexy.
Maybe is he married?
I don't know.
If he's big sexy to one person, he can be. I could be big sexy.
You could be, but
Well, I don't know about
Bartolo
that.
Colon
And
is
Cologne,
the big sexy.
and that's why. Yeah, this is. I want a nickname.
Not-
We'll discuss that later. But
The
so
big
you got
sexy.
the
you want to steal that name.
kind of
That's
yeah.
a good nickname to
Like
have.
Kevin Nash from wrestling had that. He was the big sexy.
Okay.
But no, so Cologne though. Remember, so he was known for like he couldn't run, right?
He couldn't do anything.
He could. Did he
Just
steal?
pitch.
Did he steal a base?
If he did,
Or he hit a
I
triple?
need to see
Or a
footage.
bomb? He hit a home run? He
I-
did something crazy, or hit a double. Everybody
And
celebrated.
he looked sexy doing it,
no, it took him 45 minutes to run to second base.
and he looked good
Yeah.
to somebody.
Out of breath.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
that
I
heavy
don't know.
breathing.
Yeah, the big sexy.
I wonder who gave him that name though.
He probably
have-
dubbed himself. He looked in the mirror, woke up, after a bowl of
Here's
Captain
IPS.
Crunch and said, "I am the big sexy,"
And then just showed
ran
up.
with it.
And just showed up at practice and be like, you guys don't call me a Bartolo anymore.
Oh, it's the big sexy.
Big sexy. All right, who's next?
All right, next I got Dick Night Train Lane.
The Night Train.
Dick Knight.
The Night Train, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
Night
he
Train
played for the
Lane?
Rams. He played for the Rams, and he's afraid to fly, so he took the train everywhere.
I was going to ask you if you knew how he got it.
Wow. Yeah, I did not.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a slept on one.
I
like
saw that one on the ESPN special.
Yeah, he wouldn't fly. He had to take the train at night to get to the games, I think. So he would Dick Night Train Lane.
Yeah.
His last name was Lane, so
Right,
Night
so
Train
it
Lane
rhymes.
is perfect. Perfect.
What was that?
name.
Nervous Purvis.
Nervous Purvis Ellison.
Yeah. it
never
rhymes.
never nervous Purvis.
Never nervous.
Yeah.
How many points a game did he average?
10 probably. I know he had so one season he had 20 and 11.
Do you think he was nervous?
Never.
Never
That's his name.
nervous.
No, he doesn't get nervous.
He was at the foul line, not nervous.
He just
Crunch
wasn't
time?
great. Like it would have been cool if it was like Shaq and he was never
I
nervous.
wonder how many game-winning free throws he hit.
Probably none, but I'm just saying he was
But
never
if he was
ner-
on the foul line and had the shot, was he nervous? His free throw percentage will tell you, right?
You
then
don't
and
get a
there.
nickname never nervous Purvis if you're nervous. You know what I mean? Well, I guess you could because you get big set. Well, someone thinks he's sexy.
Exactly.
So as long as
maybe
he
he was in shambles the whole time, and that's why he averaged 10 a game.
maybe he was super nervous,
Right.
always nervous Purvis. But then they could have just called him that. You know what I mean? Just
That's
because
true.
it still rhymed, not a double rhyme, but
Right.
whatever. Shout out Purvis Ellison. All right, so we got Night Train Lane. That was your number 2, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then you on 2? Who's your second?
yeah,
Or
so
who's your other guy? Who's
I
another
got-
one?
I mean, obviously, this is if we're going back to being serious, I mean, the guy was a killer on the court. It's Black Mamba. For me, it's tough to beat the Black Mamba. He dubbed himself that name. He was going out and killing people, averaging 35 a game. Killer instinct, one of the most deadliest snakes. He was the most deadliest NBA players of all time. It just goes hand in hand. Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, RIP, the GOAT.
Self-explanatory. Can't argue. Black Mamba that's a good one. All right.
I wish I had put that. Now I feel like my picks are just terrible compared to that.
Yeah, sorry about that one. I had to put it up there.
Well, you got White Mamba.
White Mamba. That's
Scalabrini.
That's another legendary name.
Yeah. But yeah, you can't compare to the Black Mamba. All right, what do you got, Caleb?
All right, my number 1 is Sweetness, Walter Payton.
That's a good one.
So I was
He's
looking.
just
Yeah.
off the field, he was such a great guy, and then like if you watch the tape, he's just so smooth on the field. It's
Right.
great.
Yeah. That wasn't like when I was looking at it. It's underrated for sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Sweetness.
enough Walter Payton tape to like really have, but I've heard like his off the field stuff
Yeah.
is really good. So
I'm pretty sure only highlights exist. They just everything else was just kind of
Right.
turned to dust, and only the highlights have remained.
yeah.
Yeah. That name is underrated, like Sweetness.
I was watching YouTube the
What's
other
up,
day,
Sweetness?
trying to watch like early 2000s NBA Finals game. I think it was Game 4, like Lakers Pacers in the finals, and it was hard to watch. There's no HD. I'm like, I'm losing my mind. How come these guys look like pixels? I'm watching NBA Jam, but then like they show a close up of Phil, and everything looks good. It's just terrible. It's hard to watch.
The Sweetness is that because I mean, imagine if your name was Sweetness and you're just say you're walking down the street and somebody's like, "Hey, what's up, Sweetness?" That's a cool name.
That's good.
All right, who's your
Yeah.
one?
Number 1 was more of a sentimental pick for me. It was White Chocolate, Jason Williams. So growing up playing basketball, like, you know, I had guys when I was growing up, they called me White Chocolate. So I
Well,
felt
you
that
even
as
bleached your hair, right? For
I
that.
bleached my hair. I did everything I could to be Jason
He
Williams.
went all out.
Right, I did. Jason Williams was my idol besides Kobe. Obviously, I looked up to Kobe being a Lakers fan. So those Kings and Lakers series were really tough for me because I really idolized White Chocolate. Jason Williams, white boy tatted on his knuckles. Like, to me, he was the guy I aspired to be as a player, as a basketball player. You know, the behind the back passes and like that endearing term of being White Chocolate to me was like, man, this guy's a legend.
He got the approval from the culture, basketball culture,
Right.
to be just flashy and everybody. A lot of white kids aspire. Did the elbow pass?
Yeah.
All those passes. It was
Yeah, the elbow pass.
So we'll watch the highlight tape. It was wild. So I got a couple. I didn't put a list together, but I got a couple to mention. So Chris Kaman was called the Caveman for obvious reasons. If you know Chris Kaman, he looks like he looks exactly like the Geico Cavemans to a point. But so my argument, the guys off the Matrix, the twins, those two white guys, just identical twins that just go
Pretty
after.
sure one of those guys was Chris Kaman. If Chris Kaman was 6'2".
Yeah, they shrunk him down. They had some special effects back then, but he should have been one of the twins for sure in the movie. He had the hair. He was half bald and had the long hair. He cut at the end.
He makes the all ugly NBA team.
He's definitely up there.
He does.
So Chris Kaman, I think they should change his name, but it's kind of late. He's out of the league. I don't know what he's doing now. Maybe he's coming back in the new Matrix.
He just comes back. He has plastic surgery. Looks good. Got a haircut.
No, they can be the twins. But they're taller now. They come back on the new movie, and they're tall.
They're tall.
Oh, that's Chris Kaman. Makes sense. All right, the Polish Hammer.
That's great. That's one of my favorites.
Marcin Gortat.
Yeah.
So I love the Polish Hammer. Like, he's a center. He's just dunking on people.
Yeah, you look like him a little bit. You guys resemble each other. I mean that.
Bald, yeah.
I mean,
well, I've been
are
told
you
I resemble
Polish?
Chris Kaman. Just because I'm bald and white. But he had the long hair. Which
right. I didn't
if
see
I grow
that
my
one.
hair out on the bottom, then it's a wrap.
I don't see that one. I definitely
can't
see
be the big
Marcin
sexy.
Gortat.
Yeah, yeah. If I was Polish, I'd be the Polish Hammer.
You're not Polish?
I'm the American Hammer.
You're the American. You don't even know what your background is? You're just sweetness?
I'll just call American. All right. The Muscle Hamster.
That's great.
That was
my
one of the best
ex-girlfriend called me the muscle hamster.
So that was
Not gonna lie.
So that's
shout out to her.
Doug Martin was known as the Muscle Hamster. He didn't like the nickname. I just found this out today. So he wanted fans to come up with a new name. It was for his weight. He was always in the weight room,
right?
And he was a short dude. I think he was pretty short for
5'10",
5'8", 5'9", something like that.
Yeah.
And he was just jacked. But they didn't. For some reason, as running back, I think that would be a fitting if you're just throwing people off you in the Muscle Hamster. I don't think that's a bad nickname. I'm surprised he didn't like it.
I felt good when I got called the muscle hamster.
All right, the bus. That's got to be up there.
The bus.
Jerome Bettis is the bus, dude.
The
just
bus.
running people over.
Yeah.
He did it for a decade. He's
a monster.
To forget him, and he's the nicest dude, too.
He's got a Super Bowl ring, too, right?
Was he? I don't. Probably. They
Yeah,
won a lot.
he like his last year, he retired with the Super Bowl.
Was that Roethlisberger's rookie year? Was he on that? No, it was Willie Parker. Was the running back, but he probably played because they won a bunch. Pittsburgh has what?
So he was
he's
the
one
number
up there.
number two guy.
Didn't they beat Kurt Warner in the Cardinals? They beat Kurt Warner,
that's
right?
Was Bettis on that one?
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured he would because the Steelers won a few times. I remember they won that year against Cardinals. They beat the Seahawks when who's that receiver that threw the reverse pass? They had Hines Ward, but they had that one funky gadget play receiver. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Antoine Randall L.
Yep.
He was,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
so
thinking
he did a reverse and threw the bomb to Hines Ward in the Super Bowl against the Seahawks.
Antoine Randall L.
So the bus was one, and then my favorite. So I didn't do a list, but my favorite one at the moment is Street Jesus. Jorge Masvidal from UFC. He's got the long hair.
So yeah, I almost put the Iceman. Chuck Liddell on
then
there.
you got Clipboard Jesus too.
Clipboard
so those are the
Jesus.
two I noticed. I didn't want to be
Clipboard
Jesus heavy, but they got the Clipboard Jesus, which is Charlie Whitehurst. He was a career backup quarterback, but he had the long hair and he just held a clipboard.
Never did anything except hold a clipboard.
Yeah, he probably played a few downs, maybe got a start here and there, but he was a career backup Clipboard Jesus. But Street Jesus takes it to a new level. He's like a street fighter coming up through the ranks and just now he's talking about baptizing people.
He was on Kimbo Slice's, right?
He fought in Kimbo Slice's backyard brawls, and now
so he's a street Jesus.
And now he tells
big thing
during the promotions. Gangster. When he's in the promotions, he's like, "You don't want Street Jesus to come see you and baptize you." He uses he runs with it. He's talking about baptizing individuals and all sorts of stuff. So my number one right now, I think that's hilarious.
Over Bruce Leroy?
No, that's just a fake. That's just like if I said my name was Chimichanga or something. Just that doesn't make sense.
Chimichanga
Bruce Leroy.
All right.
But yeah, Street Jesus is my number one. So
here, I just had to touch on this real quick though, because I was going through nicknames and yada yada yada. There was a guy, he played in like the 1930s, 1940s baseball player, and his name was Johnny Dickshot.
So his real name?
No way.
His real name was Donnie Dickshot.
Donnie or Johnny?
I'm sorry,
Johnny Dickshot? Okay.
Dickshot.
Johnny Dickshot.
And his nickname was Ugly. That's it.
That's
ugly.
That's not a good combo.
Not only is your name Johnny Dickshot, but now your nickname's Ugly. No wonder he only lasted 6 years in the freaking MLB.
Yeah,
He's getting
that's not a good
reamed.
combo. Your name's Dickshot.
Ugly Johnny Dickshot.
Ugly Johnny Dickshot.
This is terrible.
That would have made my show.
He's
last
not
week
hitting
for
any
sure.
gappers. No gappers.
No, he's striking out every time.
Poor guy.
Was he a pitcher?
No, he's a hitter, man. His career average was 276.
Oh, he's below. Yeah, at least he wasn't below the Mendoza line, which is 200. Anyway, all right, Caleb. Thanks for joining us, giving us your nicknames. We'll get back to some news next
Yeah,
week.
thanks for having me on.
We'll get back to some relevant sports news. We just had fun these last couple of weeks. Thanks for joining us. Check out our new page. We're on the Blue Collar Media Group. We'll provide the link to that in the thing. So check us out there, Spotify, iTunes, all that fun stuff. I need fan interaction. I looked for a guest. I would have had 4 guests on today. So if you guys want to come on and share your thoughts, give me a holler, shoot a comment, DM, slide in the DMs or whatever you call it these days.
Slide in.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.